guys, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go to our settings and we want to go to our phone numbers, and let's just dive right in. So phone numbers, and here we have a bunch of phone numbers, and generally what people are used to seeing is phone numbers listed here, but what a lot of people don't really spend a lot of time talking about, certainly in the communities that I'm in, is number pooling. And you really want to start using this because it's really, really sophisticated functionality that is very underutilized. So let's dive right in. So the first thing you want to do is you want to add a number pool. Okay, so there's two options here. You can create a number pool that will track visitor activity that correlates to different multiple types of activity, right? So you can have website visitors, you could have different keywords in different PPC campaigns. So, you know, if I'm selling flooring, but I also sell power washing, I want to know, you know, how much inbound calls do I generate from the different campaigns, and that would be visitor activity. Whereas if I was just going to do a one-off cold email blast, and the call to action as a result of that was, you know, call this number or whatever, then choose track marketing campaign. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, we're just going to go track a marketing campaign. Then it's going to tell you which visitors do you want to track, right? And so this is pretty complicated as well, but essentially, right, what we're going to be able to do here is look at, you know, visitors of a landing page, which is the easiest one, right? So think about this. If we put this tracking code into a funnel and a page within the funnel is hit, then that's a visitor. Okay, because at the end of this process, we're actually going to get tracking code to use, right? Otherwise, we can do, you know, things like search, direct, landing page, referring, etc., right? And that's, you know, probably for another time and goes beyond the scope of like a 10-minute video. So we'll just keep it at all visitors, and now we're going to create a pool. So my pool is going to be called my Facebook Q1, right? And I'm going to forward calls to, I've got an American, here we go, let's get a number, 5106 79. Let me just pause. Now, so this is, then now it talks about a swapping number. Okay, so we can keep the swapping number the same as the forwarding number. Okay, so essentially what this is, and we're going to go through it in more detail on the next screen, but the swapping number is a little bit different. It's harder to kind of understand. But the swapping numbers are the main numbers that will be shown on the funnel, the ad, or whatever. And then you've got the pool numbers, which are the ones that actually are used for tracking, right? So by default, we leave it as the same as the forward number. So let's go to the next step. Great. So now we're going to say, you know, what number do we want to do? And I'm going to say, let's just do a toll-free number in this area code and see if there's a bunch of numbers there. And we're going to go, yep, cool. Now, this is interesting because now we can do things like a custom whisper message, right? So the call from the variable source, right? So we can be like, you know, call from outbound emails, right? So when an inbound call comes through, that is a short message that plays before the call. And of course, the caller does not hear that message, only the person taking the call. And so look, you could say call for massages, call for nails, call for whatever, right? And if basically that just gives you that extra level of we know what this call is in relation to. And of course this is going to be suitable for high volume of inbound calls, but a lot of businesses do have a high volume of inbound calls, and so being able to track the different sources and then being prompted prior to taking the call. And then so we click activate number. That's done this. Those visitors are going to be forwarded to the number that we've done here. Now it gets interesting. So now we have a number pool. We've got a name, which is for Facebook, and then the source is all visitors. It's got a number over here, and they're going to be forwarded over here. Now what we want to do is just have a look at some of the information, and it gives you some required steps. So it says use these numbers below to enable the phone number swapping. You've got the difference between a local format and an international format. Okay. Now you can include this in a JavaScript snippet, which has already been given to us here. So the script for tracking this is given to us right here. So all we're going to do is copy that, and that snippet is being copied successfully. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a real quick demo funnel, and we're going to do a blank page. So we're going to say call now. We're just going to leave all that blank, and we're going to create it from blank. So you build out your landing page or your funnel. And I'm going to have real basic right on, okay, and then click save, update that. What we want to do is we want to go to the settings, and in the body tracking code we're going to paste the snippet. Click save, update the page. Now once you've added the snippet in, all you got to do is paste that number in that format anywhere on the page, right? And then it becomes a clickable number with regard to the browser. Then we've got, call now, and then if I click preview, you'll see it actually changed from what I've put in there to the swapped number. So it's saying call now on that number. And usually you can just do an incognito browser session and it'll do that. So that'll recognize if someone's in country, give them the international format. If they're not, give them local, however you've done the configuration. And then when those inbound calls come through to the forwarded number, you get the whisper message telling you where they've come from. So a lot to talk about there, a lot of configuration options, but in terms of ads that go to calling or correct attribution for call tracking, this is how you do it in GoHighLevel. I hope this was helpful to some of you. Thanks very much.